Hi everyone, welcome. Yeah, today we are finally jump into part 3, data loading and cleaning with Power Query. So the goal of this section is to help you get comfortable with different types of data sources and teach you how to load and transform data using Power BI's built-in tool Power Query. So before we begin, don't worry if the Power BI interface still feels unfamiliar. Even if you didn't fully understand what we covered earlier, you will totally fine because starting from today, we'll get hands-on with real data and work through each step together. So you'll naturally pick things up just by following along, and by the end of this course, I'm confident you will feel at easy using Power BI. So are you ready to jump in? Let's go. So before we begin, l- let me ask some questions. So where can we load data from? So if you click the Get Data button here you can see this my pointer here, right? So if you click the Get the Data button at the top of the Power BI, you will see a list of common sources. These are include Excel workbook or Power BI dataset, data flows, or SQL servers, or text, CSV file, web, something like that. So maybe if in the previous lecture I mentioned about like you can also load from Databricks or Snowflake if you are work now. Maybe if your office use the Power BI Databricks or Snowflake for the data warehouse. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely you can use it to load the data from them. But in our lecture, in our course, we can just load the data from SQL, no, not SQL, CSV or Excel workbook or web. So let me quickly show you like so we will cover in this lecture um we're gonna load the data from Excel file or CSV file or web. So I'm in the Google Sheets. But before we dive in, I'm just wanna explain about the key difference between the Excel and the CSV file. So CSV file are just flat, so there's no sheets. There's just only one sheet. I mean, yeah, only one sheet. So and no formatting. But Excel file can multiple sheets, formatting, and richer structure. So I think in the office maybe you guys use more Excel file. I mean the format. But I think for the data analysis, I think CSV file is much clearer to load and then transform the data. But it doesn't matter at all. So I think in practice, CSV is faster and easier to load, and you can load those into Power BI also. And then while Excel tends to be used for more polished and formatting data set. So and also another tips, if you collaborate using Google Sheet, I think these days many of you guys using Google Spreadsheet or Google PowerPoint, something like that, I think. So if you using Google Sheet, you can load those into Power BI as well. So to do that, copy the shareable link from the Google Sheet and use the web connector in Power BI, but be sure to change the URL at the end. So I just write down the format we have to add. So I'm gonna show you how to do that hands-on experience. So open to the Power BI first. Okay, we're here. So we're gonna load the data first. click the blank report here. Okay, I'm gonna load the data. So we have a two type of data now. So for one is secret, one is Excel, and one is CSV file. So here, can you see my screen? Yeah. So we have a CSV file and two Excel files. So we can look up. So what is the difference from this file? Actually, it is exactly same, the clean data, but the data, the version of the file is just different. So I mean the type of file. So go back to um, Power BI, and we're gonna try to load CSV file first here. So we can see this file and click it and load, open. Yeah, you can see this file, right? So this data is looks like there are 8 columns in there. Yeah, so if you click load, um, then it's done. Just you finish how to load it, right? But we can go to Excel workbook if you click here, and then we can also load the Excel file, right? So I'm gonna load this clean data as same as the before I showed you. Open it. Yeah, the different thing is you can see the seat, right? So as I mentioned before, so Excel file has get some multiple seats. So you can just choose which data do you want to load in the Power BI. So if you need this whole seat, you can click all and just load here, click load button here. But if you just want to use um appointment data, like just one, you can just click here, only that part, and then click the load button, and yeah, that's it. This is super easy, right? Now I want to show you how to load from the Google Sheets. Okay, you can click here and you can see the web button. So if you click the button, there is a blank space to enter the URL. So before we enter the URL, maybe we have to get some URL from the Google spreadsheet, right? So I'm gonna go to the spreadsheet here. Now we can see the spreadsheet here, right? So before you copy the link, you have to check first the general access here, because if you are if people if the status is restricted, you cannot use the link. So you have to access it to anyone with the link, right? And then just copy this link and go back to Power BI. Okay, here. And you can paste it, right? But you have to a little bit modify this link. Well, can you see this like before the and sign, right? So we are only going to use the ID part of this link. So we don't need the other part of this bottom of the part. So we're gonna delete it. Oh no, oh no, I missed it. So yeah. So before we go, the link is so long, so I got a mistake. So see, there's so long link. So we can just use before edit, right? Can you see this part? So there is a dash and edit, right? So I'm gonna delete the other part of the the bottom of the part of this here, and I'm gonna delete it. And then, as I mentioned in the before, do you remember the the, the URL you have to add at the end of the URL? So I'm gonna show you. We go back to this slide. There is a replace URL ending with. Um, so that spreadsheet is Excel file. So we have to add this format. So okay, go back to um Power BI and then add export question mark format. What was it? Uh, equal XLSX. Okay. So and click OK. Now you can see as we load the exactly same as we load this Excel file, right? You can see the full tables in here, and then you can also choose which table do you want to load, right? Which sheet do you want to load? So if you want to use this sheet, you can just click and load. That's it. Okay, let's talk about why we might want to use Google Spreadsheet, like Google Sheet, as a data source when building dashboard in Power BI. Um, well, Google Sheet live in the cloud, you know. That means as soon as someone updates the sheet, whether it's your teammates or your client or even an auto script, Power BI can pick up those changes without needing to rewrite anything. So instead of constantly exporting CSV files or Excel files and rewriting them into Power BI, you get a more dynamic connection. And also, Google Sheet is easy to share and collaborate on. So multiple team members can enter or clean data directly in the sheet, and your Power BI dashboard will always reflect the most recent version. That's the great way to separate data entry from reporting, especially in team environment. If and also the last benefit is easy to update without technical skills. I mean, like if you're working with stakeholders who don't use Power BI or don't use to touch um, Power BI dashboard file, they can still update numbers in Google Sheets, and the dashboard updates automatically. It lowers the barrier of non-technical user to participate in the data process. Um, Oh yeah, I think I just want to mention just one more benefit. I think yeah, so no need to access local files since the sheet in is hosted online, right, in the Google Drive. So you don't have to worry about where it's saved and which version is the latest or whether your file path changed. So you can just load it using the web connector and keep everything cloud friendly and consistent. So in summary, using Google Spreadsheet in Power BI make your data more dynamic and encourage your team collaboration and simplifies like updated and then keep your dashboard connected to a single source of truth. So that's why I'm gonna tell you how to connect data from web. I mean the especially Google Spread. I think that's the all for today. So today we just run about how to roll the data. In the next session, we'll explore how to clean and shape this data using Power Query. So see you there.